Welcome back to Morning Joe. Last year, 80% of the venture capital in the United States went to just 3 states, and none of those states went for President Trump in the election. Joining us now, best-selling author of Hillbilly Elegy, J.D. Vance, and co-founder of AOL and founder of Revolution and the Rise of the Rest initiative, Steve Case. The initiative aims its focus on startups located outside of those 3 areas. And as Steve says, talent is evenly distributed, but opportunity is not. Gentlemen, good morning. Good to see you both.
Great to be with you.
So, Steve, let me ask you first why you decided to bring J.D. along for the ride.
Well, we launched this Rise of the Rest about 3 years ago. We've done bus tours now, 6,000 miles, 26 cities, trying to really understand what's happening and try to stimulate these startup communities. But we decided it was time to take it to the next level, really shine a spotlight on the great entrepreneurs building great companies in these cities, and push more venture capital, more institutional capital to the middle of the country. And J.D., because of the success of his book, which sold now nearly 1 million copies and really inspired a lot of people and opened people's eyes to a lot of things, plus his experience as a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley, really was the perfect combination. So it'd be great to work with him.
Why is it that so much of the money, 80% of it, flows to just such a concentrated area?
It's obviously a lot of great things happening in that area, and there's but most of the venture capital is there, and it's easier to get in a car and drive to the company than get on a plane and fly to the company. But that's starting to change, and what we're trying to figure out ways to do with this Rise of the Rest initiative is accelerate that. And some of that is making sure the venture capitalists on the coast realize that great companies are being built in Chicago and St. Louis and all over the country, not just in San Francisco and New York.
So the 3 states are California, New York, and Massachusetts, where the venture capital money goes to. So my question is, how do you get people to stay home in places like Southern Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, Northern Kentucky? How do you get them to stay home?
Well, you don't necessarily need them to stay home if you mean they're small, hometowns, but a lot of these regional economies are really driven by what's happening in the exciting cities in some of these areas. So Columbus isn't just a great city for Columbus, it's also really important to the entire Central Ohio business ecosystem. And I think that's true of a lot of other mid-sized cities in these parts of the country. So I don't think of the question is so much how do we keep people home, it's how do we really take these other cities, these cities that don't get quite as much venture capital, and provide them the capital and some of the opportunities they need to really explode the growth, the potential that's already there, because they have world-class universities, they have a lot of talent, they have a lot of benefits. What they don't necessarily have is a lot of access to venture capital.